The unlikely romance between a heartless Wall Street executive and a public school teacher fighting to save his community will reveal how love can transform not just two lives, but an entire forgotten neighborhood. But will she be able to abandon everything she's always fought for? Victoria Sterling adjusts her Hermes scarf as her black sedan pulls into a neighborhood she never imagined visiting. The GPS announces her arrival at an address in Detroit that supposedly belongs to her now. Her Aunt Margaret, a woman she barely remembered existed, has left her a house in what appears to be a forgotten corner of America. The Victorian home stands weathered but dignified among its neighbors, some boarded up, others showing signs of careful maintenance despite obvious financial constraints. Victoria steps out, her designer heels clicking against cracked pavement, already calculating demolition costs and lot value. "You must be the new owner," a warm voice calls from the adjacent yard. She turns to see a man in his 30s, sleeves rolled up, tending to a small garden that somehow thrives in this urban landscape. His name is Marcus Thompson, and he teaches mathematics at the local public school. "I'm not staying," Victoria replies curtly, not bothering with introductions, just here to assess the property before listing it. Marcus notices her expensive clothes, her impatient demeanor, the way she surveys the neighborhood like a problem to be solved. "Your aunt was a wonderful woman. She tutored kids from my school for free every Tuesday." Victoria pauses, a flicker of something crossing her face before her professional mask returns. "I'm sure she was very charitable, if you'll excuse me." As she enters the house, dust motes dance in afternoon sunlight streaming through windows that need cleaning. The space feels lived in, loved, completely foreign to her sterile Manhattan apartment. Family photos line the mantelpiece, including several of a young girl Victoria slowly recognizes as herself. The next morning, Victoria discovers her rental car has a flat tire. Marcus appears with tools and an offer to help, despite her obvious reluctance to accept assistance from anyone, especially him. "I can call a service," she insists, phone already in hand. "They'll charge you $200 and take 3 hours, Marcus replies, already jacking up the car. "I can have this fixed in 20 minutes. As he works, Victoria finds herself studying him. His hands are gentle but capable, his conversation easy despite her cold responses. He talks about his students, about the school's struggles with funding cuts, about the community garden project he's trying to start. "Why do you stay?" she asks suddenly. "You could teach anywhere." Marcus looks up from the tire. "Because these kids need someone who believes in them. Because this community has potential that everyone else has written off." His words sting more than Victoria expects. She's built her career on writing off potential, on seeing only numbers and profit margins. That afternoon, curiosity drives her to walk through the neighborhood. She sees the boarded windows and empty lots, but also notices the murals painted by local artists, the small businesses fighting to survive, the elderly woman who waves from her porch. At the school, she watches through chain-link fencing as Marcus leads an after-school math club in the parking lot. Because the building lacks adequate classroom space, his enthusiasm is infectious, his dedication undeniable. These children hang on his every word, hungry for knowledge and attention. Victoria's phone buzzes constantly with work calls, each one pulling her back to her real life, her real priorities. But something about this place, about Marcus, makes her hesitate before answering. When she finally returns to the house, she finds Marcus on her front steps with takeout containers. "Thought you might be hungry," he says simply. They eat on the porch as evening settles over the neighborhood. Marcus tells her about his dreams for the school, about the students who've overcome incredible odds, about the community's resilience. Victoria finds herself sharing stories she's never told anyone, about growing up poor, about the hunger that drove her to Wall Street success. "You could help," Marcus says quietly, "not just with money, but with your expertise. You understand systems, finance, how to make things work." Victoria's defenses rise immediately. "I'm not a charity case and neither is this place." "No," Marcus agrees, "but you're both worth investing in." Victoria's phone rings at dawn. Her assistant's voice is urgent. A major deal is falling apart. Clients are panicking. Her presence is required immediately in New York. The corporate world that defined her is calling her back. She packs quickly, efficiently, the way she's done 1,000 times before. But as she loads her suitcase into the rental car, she sees Marcus in his yard, preparing for another day of teaching with inadequate resources and unwavering hope. "I have to go," she tells him, though he hasn't asked. Marcus nods, understanding more than she expects. "I know who you are, Victoria. I looked you up. You're brilliant at what you do. Then you know why I can't stay." "I know why you think you can't stay," he corrects gently. "But I also know what I see when you look at those kids. At this place, you see possibility." Victoria drives toward the airport, but finds herself pulling over halfway there. She sits in her car, watching the city wake up around her, thinking about Marcus's words, about her aunt's photos, about the children in that parking lot classroom. Her phone rings again. This time, instead of answering immediately, she lets it go to voicemail. When she returns returns to the house, Marcus is waiting on the porch with coffee and a smile that suggests he knew she'd come back. "I have an idea," Victoria says, settling beside him. "What if we could get corporate sponsors for the school? What if we could turn this neighborhood into a model for urban renewal that actually serves the people who live here?" Marcus's smile widens. "I was hoping you'd say something like that." 6 months later, Victoria splits her time between New York and Detroit, using her financial expertise to secure funding for educational programs, while Marcus implements them in the classroom. The house has become their shared project, a symbol of what's possible when different worlds collide and create something new. As they stand in the renovated school's new computer lab, watching students engage with technology they never thought they'd have access to, Marcus takes Victoria's hand. "Thank you," he says simply. "For what?" "For seeing what I see. For staying." Victoria looks around at the bustling classroom, at the hope in young faces, at the man who taught her that success isn't just about what you accumulate, but what you contribute. "Thank you," she replies, "for showing me what home really means." What did you think of Victoria and Marcus's journey? Have you ever had to choose between career success and personal fulfillment? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories about love, transformation, and the power of community. Hit that notification bell so you never miss a tale that might just change how you see the world around you.